All right.
It is another episode of Say It Loud Podcast with your favorite GILF here. I said GILF. You know what a GILF is, Capone?
That's an old lady.
What?
Is that? That's an
What?
old
I
lady,
was
ain't it?
talking about myself, but damn.
But that's what they call them in the pornos.
Yeah, it's your favorite GILF Karen L here on Say It Loud Podcast with comedian Capone in my hot seat today.
Oh
So,
man,
Capone, I have named myself a GILF or a cougar. I can't really decide which one I want to go
is
by.
that because you mess with a younger dude or something?
I mean, I tend to like them younger than me, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
I'm not sure. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But I feel
Okay.
like the younger guys are more attracted to me.
Really?
I think so.
It's
I
all good until you catch chicken pox or something like
think
that.
um yeah, no, I don't want no chicken pox, but I don't really like I don't want nobody having a stroke on me either. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
you're telling
you
your
know,
business now.
like, baby, can you check my prostate? And you just like I didn't sign up for this, not yet.
Yeah, I got you.
So, for those of you that don't know, I don't know where you've been living under a rock probably, but Capone is a comedian that I love so much. And
Thank
I
you.
just told him behind the scenes that I have traveled all over the tri-state area to see him in multiple locations because he is so funny. Capone,
Yes, ma'am.
when did you know like I'm funny, I'm gonna tell jokes? When did
Ah,
you know that?
it's been a long time, and
Yeah.
I was one of those guys who was like the king of snapping on people. And, when
Remember that?
you,
Remember when
yeah,
people used to say snap?
yeah, you can't say nothing about nobody nowadays. But yeah, I was that guy. I mean, it was somebody told me if I think I'm that funny, bring it to the stage, and that's how I started.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like
man.
I'm that funny.
You are?
I feel
Are you?
like I'm that funny.
Until you get on stage in front of people, then it becomes a different
Yeah,
story.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I'm funny, but I'm not funny like I plan to be funny.
Right. Well, nobody plans to be that. It's something. It's an art, and what it takes is just like anything else. Is practice.
Yeah, but like you know something's funny and then you like write it down. I don't know what's funny. I just be in the moment saying shit.
Right. Yeah. It comes to mind. Like when I
Yeah.
see something, I can make it funny, but
Yeah.
I don't sit there and actually uh, write things. It comes to me, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just like get on stage and whatever the
I
ancestor
mean,
tell you?
it becomes part of a routine, but
Yeah.
if I see something, I'll remember it, and then I'll expand it to becoming a joke.
Wow.
You know
How
the
long
difference.
how long you been in the game now? Come on.
Ah, since
Since Steve Harvey suits?
uh,
Because I feel like I've been following you for a long time. I'm just asking.
yeah, I've been in it for now 29 years, 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like full time, you just been telling jokes full time for
Yes,
29
ma'am.
years?
Yes, ma'am.
Damn, I fucked up my life then. It's like, like, damn, what did I do wrong? Because I feel like, I feel like 29 years to be able to sustain
Right. But I
in
mean, I've
this.
done things in the middle. I acted in movies. I've
Yeah,
did radio, and yeah, I've done it all.
yeah. What do you love the most?
Uh, I think my love between acting and stand up comedy has the same amount of
Yeah,
love.
like
Yeah.
being in front of the mic, behind the mic, or in front of the
Yeah.
camera.
Well, with the comedy, you get paid right away. With the movie, you gotta wait.
To wait for those residual checks to
Yeah,
come in.
exactly.
But like I think also movies are a little bit different because it's not just on a whim, right?
No, but I mean, it's also a gift. You have
Yeah,
to know, it be able to play many characters. I went to acting school, so it wasn't just something that I stumbled upon.
yeah. I
Yeah.
want to. I feel like I need to go to acting school. I want to go to acting school.
Well, acting school doesn't do anything but tune you up. You can go online now and get tuned up. It teaches you the different characteristics that you need to know, whether you need to cry, whether
Right.
you need to be happy, whether you need to be goofy, and those things in the schools, it's just a training that you go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you like willing to go back to movies? Would you do movies from now
Oh
till
yeah,
the end
I'm
of
about
time?
to get back into it heavy. I just been on tour for a long time.
Let's
So,
talk about the tour.
which one?
The one you're on now.
I'm on two tours.
Okay, so tell us about them.
I'm
How are you
on
doing 2 tours, like, right
be-
now? Like, when do you sleep?
because there's a lot of dates, and when you got a lot of dates, you can put yourself on two tours. I tour with the Kings, New York Kings, which is
Yeah,
Bree Talent, Rob Stapleton, and Mark Vieira, and
right. I've seen you
then,
guys all together at
right,
Caroline.
and then I have a tour called the Team Capone tour with a bunch of younger comedians that are pretty much funny as hell, and
Yes, and I've seen
yeah,
you all in my neighborhood. I've
yes, so
seen both of them. Wow. So,
yes.
but, like, how do you manage that with your time? Just
Just like anything else, you write
yeah,
dates. Just like if you got a job, you schedule a date and
yeah,
you make sure that you don't overbook.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you do for rest? Like, what does your self-care look like?
Well, I work out heavy
Okay,
now. I eat. I read a lot of nutritious stuff because I wasn't as healthy as I am now.
yeah.
About a year ago, I got sick. I had a blood clot in my heart,
Oh,
and
wow. That's
I
dangerous.
yeah, very. But
That's serious.
I got it from, I guess, just generics because I don't drink or smoke, never have, never did.
Yeah,
And, I had the clot in my heart like I was a drinker.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know you could get blood clots from drinking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't
I
know.
thought it was, like, the food you eat and things like that.
It's many different things.
Yeah, now I gotta stop drinking too.
I
Capone, you were supposed to come here and be funny, not
am
just
being
hurting
funny,
my
but if
feelings.
I get a chance to open somebody's eyes and slow down what they're doing,
Yeah, I
I
didn't know
have to
that.
take that opportunity.
And that's crazy because I actually told someone so I don't feel like I overdrink, but I do feel like for my size, I probably drink more than other women that are my size because 'cause I'm only about 50.
Oh, okay.
But I,
Size. Let me get this right. Size has something
let
to
me
do
get
with it
this right.
now.
About 5'1"
Uh
with
huh.
my heels on, and I, told some and I got sick about a year ago, and I was like, "I don't wanna stop
Right.
drinking." Like,
Okay.
I know I don't drink and get drunk, I just like to take a shot here or there.
Mm. Most people do. I've never heard a person say, "I want to grow up to be an alcoholic." So it's just something that.
Yeah, but I know it's also something that I don't wanna give up, and that's
Oh,
crazy. But then
man.
when you think about your health, it's like, I don't it's like, what's more important, you know?
To you, is drinking, I guess.
I mean, it's not a lot, but
Yeah.
it's just,
I don't want
it's
to
very
turn this into
strong.
my
When I do drink,
interview.
it's very strong.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. I'm
Uh,
happily divorced.
oh, okay. Was your husband a drinker as well?
No, no, he
Uh,
was a womanizer.
oh, okay. Did you notice that when you were sober, or were you drunk when it happened?
He probably drove me to drink, to tell you the truth. No,
Wow.
I don't know when I noticed that. I should have been paying attention. Probably if I wasn't drinking, I'd have known sooner.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, I'm happily divorced. Are you married?
No, I've never been married.
You never been married? What are you
Never.
waiting? That's like
Uh,
such good
I
content.
don't believe in it. I don't believe in divorce. So when I
You don't
do
believe in
get it,
divorce?
right.
I
So when I
didn't
do,
believe in divorce until
well,
I
you
had to
got
do
it.
it. I was like, "Yo, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. I want out. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out.
Wow.
Let me out. Let me out." Yeah,
I hear
so
you.
I come from a family that doesn't believe in divorce though.
Right. And you broke
So
the
it's
record.
really hard when
You
you're
broke
like
the
have
mold.
that. Yeah, because I don't like why I don't know. I feel like in a little bit like marriage should be like a car lease.
Right. How long y'all been
You
married?
know? I was married for 11 years. But
Wow.
I feel like it should have been like my car. It should be like every 3 years, do you wanna renew this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you
Wow.
don't, like, you should be able to get out of it. You know what I mean? Because like, I
Yeah.
like to change my car every 3 years. Like, I might
Wow.
could wanna change my husband. I might could.
Well, you did already.
I might could. I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, like I don't know. I don't know if I believe that you gotta just be with one person, like, forever, ever, 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 ever,
I mean,
ever.
if the feelings were good, Everything
Yeah, and
goes
the
up.
feelings are good, but what if it's not? What if you just outgrow each other?
That can happen as well.
Like, what if they just get boring and you're just like, "Yo, you boring." Like, I don't know.
Everything in life gets boring after a while. Even the
You think
luxury
so?
cars and the big houses. Yeah,
I
the
don't
big
know, cause I be
houses
here in my
and
own
bigger.
solitude and I don't be bored, Capone. Like, I could be here all day. I could be here in my house a week in my own solitude and I won't be
Right.
bored. Like, I'm just so at peace
Hmm.
that I'm good. Like, I
That's
read
good.
books, I watch TV, I do my art, I'm in my studio. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't get bored.
That's a good thing. That's a good
I
thing.
feel like that's a state of mind. Like, you need somebody else to stimulate you.
Nah, but if you have somebody and they do stimulate you, that's a great thing.
Of
Yeah,
course, and I will
but I
allow
don't
that
think
if
you
that
need
came
it.
into my life. I would allow that, but
Right. But
you never know. You never know. I'm
right.
humble.
I got you.
You never know. So, do you think people are too sensitive nowadays for comedy?
Of course they are.
Your
People are
job getting
sensitive
harder?
for everything. Nah, my job ain't getting harder because I say what I feel. I've never been in
But they be
comedy.
blacklisting, like, because we're gonna talk about Will Smith in a second, but like they be blacklisting comedians now. I feel like
Uh,
comedians used to be able to just tell jokes, and we went to the comedy club, and I'm a comedy club person, and we would just have a good time and laugh, and that's it. Now, maybe with social media, it moves a lot. I'm older. The information moves around a lot more, but like people are straight like mad sensitive now.
right. I agree. But it also goes with sorry to say it, but when you go for different cultures,
Yeah,
and when you started your career, I started my career around black people, and I
yeah,
continue to work around black people. For some reason, people that's in the comedy game think that you have to have a white audience in order for you to make
right.
it. And therefore, if you say something sensitive or offensive,
Hmm.
everybody, yeah, it becomes that. Well, I mean, what is cancel? Who's like the director of canceling people? So
I
if
don't
I got
know.
to get to that point where I say something, because I don't do comedy to offend people. I do it to make
Right.
people laugh. But I do make people aware of, what's going on. And
Mhm.
if people get sensitive, it is what it is.
Yeah, especially as someone who laughs at comedy and likes to tell jokes, I feel like some of the stuff is true, and that's why it's funny.
Right? Exactly.
And so, yeah, it might make you uncomfortable. A part of that is it's funny. Like it is what it is. And but I feel like now people are just way too sensitive, and I feel like comedians are almost in some ways like red line, streamline. I don't know what the word is, but like certain spaces. Like, look what they did to Dave Chappelle.
They didn't do anything to him. They tried.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, why do you have to like I don't know. I don't
Because
know if
when
our
you when
comedy.
you're when you're free from under the umbrella of being controlled, of course everybody's
Right,
going to have a problem with it.
right,
It's just the way things are. If you can't control a person, and they say what
right,
they feel, whether it's what it is, then that's the powers that be. And as a black man, I know how it is where they try to control you, or you don't have to even say anything offensive. They make things
right.
up.
Yeah. But it sucks. It sucks to me that people lose their job, lose their career, because they told a joke.
What about the nurses that lost their job that because they didn't want to take a shot? It's all about control.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's messed up too. But now they
Yeah.
don't have enough nurses. So that don't make no
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah. And the whole thing didn't make sense, but that's another story for another
Yeah. And they was in there doing the work without the shot anyway, but that's a whole nother story.
day.
Because they was, right? Weren't they
Yeah.
in there taking care of
Yes.
people without the shot?
Exactly. Yes,
And
they
now
were.
you're gonna make them take a shot to go back and take care of the same people they was taking care of without the
Right.
shot,
Yeah.
and then complain that there's not enough
Yeah.
nurses. It's the
Of
same
course.
thing with teaching.
Yes. You're 100% right.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So, what do you think about that Will Smith slap?
I think nothing of it. I think that
You think
uh
his career will come back?
hell yeah. Will Smith ain't
Yeah,
going.
that's what I think too.
Huh?
I that's what I think too. I was like, this
His
will blow.
career's
It'll
already
blow
coming
over.
back. He's about to do Bad Boys 4.
Yeah, I love Bad Boys.
If he smacked the
I know
white
they're gonna
person,
be
it
a little
probably would be
older.
different. If he smacked the white man, then we would have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I just think he'd be fine. I actually think that I think it's content for him, and I also think it let people see him in a different light because they're used
yeah,
to seeing that clean, like I gotta be perfect, and I think it's
right.
okay.
I
And
mean,
sometimes we're not perfect.
he's from Philly, so it was bound to
Yeah.
happen.
It's still there. It's still
Yeah,
there.
no
Um,
question.
yeah. So who are some of the comedians that you look up to?
I don't look up to nobody.
No?
No, I mean I'm a fan of many work, but looking up to somebody, that's not
Yeah.
my cup of
Oh,
tea.
I love that. Because people
Yeah.
ask me that question all the time, and I'm like, I don't know.
Nah,
'Cause
I don't
I'm
look
not-
up to nobody. I respect everybody who works, and
Yeah.
I don't even like people looking up to me. That's too much pressure.
Yeah.
I fail just like everybody else failed, but the thing is pulling yourself back up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I could totally agree with that. I get you. I get you. I get you. So, do you date?
uh,
We gotta talk about dating, cause like, I don't know how old you are, but I know people my age, it's a struggle. It's a struggle being married. I have a lot of married people that listen to my show, and then I have
right?
a lot of single people that listen to my show, and, like, it's a struggle at a certain age. Do you think?
No,
You don't think so?
nah.
So then how do you meet people? Cause I would like to know.
The thing is that
Oh, yeah,
as
we
as us as older people,
It's us?
yeah, I'm gonna say us. Yeah, we're set in our ways, and people have changed. Times
Yeah,
have changed, and it ain't the same way it used to be. People are very, very open to dating online, finding
yeah,
somebody and going to these sites when it was a secret at one time. And,
yeah,
so when you learn to change with the times and actually stop judging people. That's the problem. You see, when you're built from an old soul and you
yeah,
start to see people who do young, new things,
yeah,
it kind of turns you off a little bit and you start becoming judgmental towards it. So when you realize, just like you said earlier, if you're a happy person and
yeah,
somebody can make you laugh or bring that extra happiness to you, then that's a good thing. But you shouldn't look for them to make you happy.
right,
So that's where the problem comes along at. You might have been dating back in the old, a little time past, and things were totally different.
yeah,
Expect men to do this and do that. They're not doing that no more.
yeah,
As long as somebody respect you, you're lucky. As long
yeah,
as somebody's willing to take you out, you're lucky. But the one thing that you have to really understand, the most important thing in life is time. And if
yeah,
somebody gives you their time, appreciate it.
yeah.
They should appreciate you.
Yeah, totally agree. I think
Yeah.
we take time for granted too, but
Yes, of
that's a
course
whole
we
other subject.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that men have a hard time with that with women?
Um, yeah. I think that there's a lot of things that change with men. Men are sleeping with other men now.
Yeah,
Um,
that's scary.
yeah, it's very
It's
scary.
not scary to me. Like if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do that. But don't do that and not like and do that with me. Like I
No,
don't hate on nobody else, but don't do that shit with me.
well, there's a lot of undercover dudes that do that.
Yeah,
And
no.
that's where one of the problems come in at. And then you got the independent women who claim that they don't need a man. And men are getting tired of hearing that all the time. I don't need you. I make my own money and all that. And you think that life is about money and you make those statements and sometimes it backfires on you.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of spaces where I hear women say that.
Right.
And my feedback is two things for that. One is, um, yes, there's independent women, but I do think that women and men are put on this earth to complement each other.
Oh
I
no.
don't care. I am a strong, independent woman. I know that.
Right.
And I know the moments in my life where I needed a man to be there, like emotionally, not
Right.
physically, not mentally, not like emotionally. I needed somebody there. And so this mentality of like, well, I could buy this and buy that and buy that's great.
Right.
But I think there's something in the way women are and men are where we supposed to kind of be together, right? And
Well,
we're supposed to. So that mentality of I don't need that. I don't really and I would say I'm a successful independent woman and I still need that. So I think
right.
we have to start looking at it differently,
Of course
because
we
we
do.
got this society is just telling us, well, you know what it is too? Like people don't get married like my parents are married. My parents have
Uh-huh.
been married for damn almost 50 years. My
Right.
parents are married. They
That's
coming up
right.
soon. And that kind of like family unit and people being together and kind of helping each other out and going back and you don't get that anymore. It's like
Right.
women want to get married and choose a guy based on what he has. And
Yeah.
so here goes my second piece to that, right? I don't want to be with no broke dude. I will say that because like you can't borrow my car. You can't borrow my car. Like Jody can't borrow my car. You can't borrow the bed. The last guy I went out with asked to borrow my car, and I was like, "Do you have collateral?" And he was like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "No, you need to leave something here if
Mm.
you want to use my car that is of equal value."
Wow. And this is somebody that you loved.
But this is somebody that I knew will fuck up my shit, so I gotta have
Uh-huh.
collateral. Like nobody
Well
drives my
then,
car. My mama won't drive my car. Like that's but I say that to say I would if I love someone and I trust them, I would let them. But I say that
right,
to say to a lot of women that they're asking for things that they don't bring to the table.
right.
I feel like
Men you're
if
talking
you
about?
I'm talking about women. You
Oh,
cannot
of
ask
course.
for something that you yourself don't bring to the table. Like I feel like that's not fair. Like how are you gonna act like I know a woman that was like, yo, I won't date a guy if he don't drive a car that's like what are we in 2023, 2020? She was like she won't date a guy if his car's not like 2022 and younger.
Right.
If he don't make $100,000 a year, $120,000 a year. And then I turned around and I looked at sis and I was like, bro, like you just got your GED. You know what I'm saying? Like you driving your mom's broke down Toyota. Like how are you asking for that caliber of man
Right.
if we talking about money? Because I don't. I'll get to that. If we talking about money, but you can't bring those things to the table. Like I don't think that's fair.
Right.
And vice versa. I don't want to date no guy that's gonna be like, constantly like, can I borrow $20? Like, okay, I gave you $20 last week. Why are you acting like my son?
Well, I will say this, and I think people put value on the wrong things,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I say that because I don't know this guy that you were talking about, and not to get into your business, but was it somebody that you were sleeping with?
Yes.
Okay, so you give your body to somebody that you
Right.
can't trust with your car, that
Right.
kind of like throws things off to me that
Yeah.
you would actually consider your car more valuable than your body.
In your
So,
body.
huh?
Then your body. No, I know it. I mean, granted,
Right,
it was a long time ago, but I know it.
right. So the thing is that what we value is so wrong. Like I remember I got 10 cars, and I'm not
Yeah.
bragging, but I was in a place where I needed a car for a minute, and the
Hmm.
young lady told me no. She was like,
Hmm.
I don't lend nobody my car. And then her shit broke down.
Oh, and then
You
she
know,
needed
it's to
you to
me,
lend her a
right. So
car.
that karma comes back very quickly. And I
Yeah.
think that when you value something a lot more than it's
The
supposed to
person.
be valuable, then,
Right.
and the same thing with a broke dude.
But it's the
Some guy,
same thing about asking questions like, yo, if you're with, but it's just like what you said to me. If you're with someone and you're in that type of relationship where you are sleeping together, you are dating, whatever, and you can't trust them
yeah.
with anything,
Then
with
why
your
are you
kid,
sleeping with them?
with your car, why are you with them?
Right.
Why are
Exactly.
you with them? Why are you with that kind of person? I mean, I had
Exactly.
to learn my lessons the hard way.
Uh-huh.
I had to learn my lessons the hard way. That's what happened when you young. You just dumb.
Not you dumb. It's
No,
experience.
you dumb. You dumb.
I don't agree with
But
that.
I have a show called Weak Bitch Tendencies, and it's
Right.
one of my number one shows because in my life I have been a weak bitch.
Why? What made you strong now?
I think I learned. I think I matured.
Right.
Like if you was at this doing this at what 19, 20 years old, I didn't have no sense. Then I'll go outside. We be fighting, carrying on, screaming at each other, whatever the case may
You're
be.
not the
And
first person, and you're not the last.
now
But how
that I'm
about
older,
now?
I'm like, yo, that's a weak bitch tendency. Why you out here acting like that? Why you out here acting? Why are you out here begging somebody to love you? But if you would have asked me at 21 years old, I'd have got in the car and drove down there and fight some woman, all kind of bullshit. Now I'm like,
Right.
that's some weak bitch tendency. I ain't fight. I ain't even raising my voice,
I
bro.
wouldn't even think it's weak. I just think that it's a
It
learning
is.
experience.
Yeah, you do learn from experience. That's it's crazy. It's just that the experience that you got to learn from sometimes it be a hard head, right? And a
Yeah.
soft ass. It be a
Yeah.
hard head.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Yes, it
No.
does.
And then you try to educate somebody else and teach them, and they don't want to listen.
Because people have to experience certain things for themselves.
Yeah,
That's why you shouldn't force things. Just like people who go to church, they feel like it's the way. They love God and all of that, and that's a great thing.
yeah,
But why are you trying to actually push it on people?
yeah, yeah. I
That's
don't
the
like
thing.
those people.
Yes, exactly. So my thing is, even the spiritual person, if you're spiritual and something works for you, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for anybody else. Now you could tell the person, but you
Yeah,
should not force anything on anybody.
yeah, yeah. I think we have to all grow into that space, though.
Mm,
You know,
very
I
much
think we have
so.
to literally grow into a space. Like you have to be so confident in yourself and so settled with yourself and so at one with yourself that you're able to understand that.
All right, let me
You
break
know,
it down. I'm gonna break it down for you so you really
okay,
understand.
let's go. Drop some gems.
All right. Now, if a girl called you, can we curse on here?
Yes, curse all you want. We be bringing the fuck right here.
If somebody called you a bitch, yeah,
Yeah,
look at that dumb bitch.
yeah.
Right away, your reaction would be
Mhm.
whatever. You don't know what
Right,
the outcome might be. You might beat her up, or she might beat your ass, or you might hit her a certain place, and it actually something happens to her where she's really messed up. That can get you locked up. Am I right or wrong?
right.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that could happen.
Right. So there's no guaranteed of whatever I just said. There's no guarantee. The only
Mhm.
guarantee that you have in life is you're born and you're going to die. Whatever you do
Yeah,
in the middle of those terms is up to you.
yeah.
So if somebody can call you a bitch and you react to it, you're giving
Mhm.
them the power to control
Right,
you. Whether you believe it
right.
or not, you're giving them
No,
the power
I
to
know that.
control you. So
Yes.
it would make sense not to put yourself into those type of predicaments. It would make
Right.
sense for you to really think, and this is what we have a problem with. People don't think before they react. There's brothers in
Mhm.
jail right now over if they had to look back into it, they spending the rest of their life for
Mhm.
something that just happened that quick. And
Right.
it's the point of we wasn't taught. Nobody taught us to train. People just taught us to react, and that is
Right.
what life is all about. Even when you crack a joke, you don't look as a comedian. I don't look to hurt a person's feelings, but I might hurt their feelings and
Right.
say something to me, and we go back and forth, and it can get ugly. But at the same time, you have to learn to make conscious decisions of yourself. Because if I walked away, half of the people would be on the scripts right now. Capone is a punk. Capone is he walked away from a fight, not thinking that I'm thinking about the consequences that I might serve if I react
Right.
to every person that does it.
Right.
So, reason I'm saying this is because everything that we're going through has been designed. And that's what you have
Mhm.
to understand. People don't understand that it's been designed. There's a thing called a Willie Lynch law. And he said, you have no longer to slave the people, for they would enslave themselves. And what
Right.
that means is that everything that we got going on right now is proven to him to be right. You turn light
Yeah.
skin against dark skin black, short
Mhm.
haired girls against, this girl, big ass, all of this stuff that is going on right now. And the one thing
Mhm.
that he said, once you turn a woman against her man, that's when you
Mhm.
got the power. And what is the
Right.
first thing if you needed help from the government? What was the first thing that they told you to do? We will help you. We will give you money, give you food stamps and all of that
You gotta
as
go put him
long
on
as
child
there's a
support.
man. As
Yeah.
long as there's no man inside
Mhm.
the house.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy though.
Yeah, it's
So
very
we in a
crazy.
society, a system that's like that says we don't have men in our homes, but then the society is constantly one, you like you said, you ain't gonna get no money if he's there, or two,
Right.
policing us to the point where we locked up.
But every
So
other race that they help, they help. They call it family help. The husbands can be in the house. You know, they look at as black and Latino people as being on welfare and said there's just as many Jewish people
oh
on
yes,
welfare
yes,
and has to have government help. But
yes,
if you can't see the way they're trying to condemn us as people,
it's
then
true.
you have to make rational decisions not
Yeah.
to fall into those fucking traps.
Yeah, we need to talk about that a lot, and like parents need to talk about that with their kids because as an educator, I see that day to day, and I'm like, you're acting. I don't want to say you're, but I see people acting the same way. The stereotypes
Yes.
talk about us, and I'm like, well, if we're doing the things that they stereotype us about, then we are exactly what people are saying, right? If
Right.
we're out here not pushing ourselves, if we're getting into trouble, if we're killing each other, if we're
Right.
fighting each other. It's just, it came up the other day when I was talking to someone about Tyree and the police officers. And I was like, if we as people of color are killing each other, whether
Hmm.
it's the police or not,
Right.
then what do you think people that are not black are going to say? They're going to be like, y'all killing each other in the street. Why are you mad if we kill you?
Right. That's what they say about the police. But the same thing is that even the internet is designed to piss us off. You don't see how they keep throwing this stuff to
Yeah.
keep you angry. It's going to
Yeah.
keep you angry. You see it all the time. Police brutality. Police beat up white people too.
Yeah.
They corrupt. So, but they
Yeah.
don't show it. They don't
Right.
keep repeating it. You
Yeah, but
know.
I think there's also a narrative with black and brown people if we keep putting it there. It was like the same thing with COVID, right?
Right.
When COVID was on the news every day, people were scared, didn't
Right.
come outside, everything shut down. The minute they took COVID off the news, everybody went back to being normal.
Right.
I think it's the same thing with the police brutality and people of color. If I continue to control you and instill fear, then
Of
I will
course.
continue to control you. And so
Yeah.
it's a constant fear. Like every time you forget, here go another one.
Right. So that is the method that I use for life. You're gonna die anyway. You don't know how you're gonna die.
Yeah,
So why not try enjoy and live life?
yeah,
Stop waking up to be miserable. You got to constantly manifest and tell yourself every day, "Hey, I'm beautiful." The minute that somebody tell you you ain't shit or you ain't beautiful, you take that to heart.
yeah,
That's somebody that's really trying to hurt your feelings, and you allowing them to do it.
yeah,
They talk about all of us. If
yeah,
there's jealousy that you don't know where it comes from, there's people that you have around you that are slightly jealous. You have to pay attention to all of that, but mostly pay attention to yourself
right.
because everything that even in your body is balanced.
Yeah.
It's balanced. Your brain tells your eyes to look at something, you look at it. Yeah, but
Mhm.
if you eating certain things, of course your vision gonna be messed up.
Yeah,
So you got to constantly learn to clean, just reboot your body. And because we're putting poison in our systems every day.
yeah. And it's not just physical and the food
No,
that we eat, it's also
e-
mental.
exactly.
Yeah. I feel like that's even worse, honestly, than half the stuff we eat. And the stuff we eat ain't good either.
Exactly.
So tell us about your whole like health diet, working out. What's that like for you?
Basically, I learned that everything can be cured through
Hmm.
juice. If you got a combination of certain juices, it can cure everything. And I just think people need to do research. There's a lot of men out here that are ashamed. They're going through that ED,
Hmm.
the dysfunction. You can get a juice that gets your blood flow back. Get some
Right.
black
You
seed,
gotta drink
get some
that
beet.
beet juice.
Yes, the beet. Get the watermelon with the pine nuts. Trust
Yeah.
me, I know what I'm talking about. And
You better start bottling that
yeah,
up and selling it.
yeah, I could, but I put it on the internet for free for people to understand.
Yeah.
Don't give up. There's a lot of people it's a reason that this is happening, and so they keep doing the same things that they're doing instead of trying to change. And that ain't got nothing to do with just your private part, your
Yeah.
heart,
Yeah. Your heart,
your
your lungs,
breathing, all of that. And
your
so
kidneys, your liver.
it's very important that you learn about that because they don't teach us about it. The
Yeah.
doctors is just want to give us medication to put
Hmm.
a band-aid on it because that's how they make their money.
Right. But then that medication breaks down something else.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
have to learn to get these natural things, and it might take a little longer, but you got to be consistent with it and
Nice.
work out. Keep your body working out. It's
I love
important.
it. I love it. Do you actually go to the gym and work out too?
If I say this, it'll sound like I'm bragging, but
Go
I,
ahead, brag. Go ahead, brag.
I have a full gym in my house.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So I don't need to go to the see, I be going to the public gym.
Yeah,
Oh, so
I
you
go
have a
there.
full gym in the house.
Yes,
So you like get up and like use it?
yes, yes, very much
Like
so.
cardio and all that?
It's determined. Yeah, I'm determined.
Oh
Drink
wow.
my juice. I don't. I've learned not to even eat breakfast before I work out.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I want a gym in my house. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna build it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it,
yeah. No, you got to. Then it's a
but
waste of time if you don't.
I yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. I like working out. That's
Right,
the time of the day for me where it's just my time. Like I'm not thinking about the next thing. I'm
right,
just present in that moment. So I like going to the gym because I like going there and I like putting my headphones on and I don't really want nobody to talk to me. Like
right.
I don't smile at no one. I don't do none of that stuff. Like I'm not here for that. Like don't talk to me while I'm in the gym. I just want to like have an hour, hour and a half to myself.
I got you.
That's my
Understood.
time to do that. Yeah. So we
Uh-huh.
gonna see because I have to, I have to get
Okay.
down a little bit.
Got you.
I do. I have to lose like 15, 20 pounds, bro.
Wow.
Cause like you get older. You
Yeah.
get older and like shit don't hang the same no more.
No, well, I mean, it's all you got to realize that they changing everything we eat. You remember when we were
Yeah.
young and McDonald's was the shit, and
Yeah, I
now,
can't eat that shit no
yeah,
more.
exactly. What
Like,
White
I don't
Castle?
want that.
Yes, you got a stomach of steel. White Castle, you could take down like 5 White Castle burgers. You eat
No. Now
one
I'd
now,
be on
you're
the
on
toilet
the
if I
toilet,
eat
bent
that.
over. It's the truth.
Get somebody else to do
Yeah.
it.
And
You're
so
right
when
though. I
you,
feel like as we get older, that's so true. Cause like certain things I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm, I
yeah,
can't take that today.
I mean, even milk with me, I used to eat pots of cereal,
Yeah.
and I ate 2 spoonfuls, and it sounded like a motorcycle was coming out my
I
head.
I heard I heard that black people are lactose intolerant though.
Well,
That's what I heard.
of
Somebody
course,
told me that.
we're not supposed to drink cow's milk. We're not
Well,
supposed when
I don't drink cow's milk
right.
because
But
I
the other
really
thing
want to
that's
know
in
what
it,
motherfucker was like. What was you high on when you sat back and you saw a cow and was like,
right,
"Let me go under this bitch and take out this milk." Like, I really
right,
want to know who that person was because what was you
yeah,
doing?
exactly. And
Like,
then
what was
the
you
stuff that they
doing?
put it in
That
there
don't
to keep
even
it
look
fresh.
good.
I mean, leave milk out for a half an hour and watch what it does. It
Yeah.
clogs. It turns into blood clogs.
I stopped drinking milk a couple years ago because somebody told me that we are the only mammal that drinks another animal's milk. Like
Yeah,
cows don't drink other cows' milk, and
right,
cats don't drink dogs' milk, and
right.
goats don't drink cows' milk. We the only people that just be doing stuff like that. And then I
Wow.
thought about it because as a woman, when you have a baby, your body makes milk, right?
Right,
Cow make milk. When a human's person make human milk for their human baby
right.
and a cow
Exactly.
make cow milk for a cow baby, but I ain't a
Right.
cow baby. So why I'm
Well,
drinking cow's milk?
think about your teeth when you think about eating meat. Why do you think your teeth and all of that is not ready for meat? Because you're not supposed to
Yeah,
eat it.
you're not
If a
lying.
person, yeah, a lion or anything else has fangs,
Yeah,
yeah, so they can survive and chew meat.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. As I get older, I'm like, I don't want to eat that no more. I don't want to eat that no more.
Yeah,
Like it's
you
happening.
just, yeah, you have to cut it, and you'll real feel better. Really, you will.
Yeah,
You start to notice it right
yeah.
away.
So tell us what's next for the tour. Where can everybody find you?
Uh, you can hit me on Instagram, comedian
Yes.
Capone. The tour is still going strong. Next week, me and the team Capone will be in Baltimore. Me and the Kings will be. We have a couple of shows lined up. Father's Day, Mother's Day. It's just it goes on and on.
Yes, 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 yes. So make sure you guys go out and copy tickets for Capone. He's so funny. I might end up at one of those shows. You never know. You never know how life
Yeah.
has it.
Yes.
Follow him on Instagram. I see you're live on Instagram a lot too. Like you're really funny.
Uh, Thank you. I
Yeah,
I try not to do y'all thing as the podcast, but I go on because this what y'all do is a real hard job and keeping content. I was
yeah,
doing it. I got a show called Catback that I do on Instagram, and I was
yeah,
doing it every day. And the
yeah,
content was there because I was doing
yeah.
different things. What it started off as just helping people of color with business. Whatever your
Mhm.
business is, I wanted to bring a forum where people can talk about what they
Right.
do. And it blew
Yeah,
up kind of big, but then I started getting tired
yeah,
and being on tour. And plus, like I told you, I got sick. And when I got sick, that's what
yeah.
changed my life with everything.
Yeah, I think every day's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot. It's a lot of
yeah.
work to
It
be
is.
like, people don't realize that. Like, yes, you do tours, yes, you're doing content, but people don't understand, like, it is work.
Yeah,
It is at times fun, but exhausting, and sometimes it's just like, "Yo, I need to replenish my soul." I told people
right.
that the other day because I took the summer off, and I didn't do no podcast. I went to Spain, I went to London, and everybody was like, "Where you at?" And I was like, "Yo, I can't be funny and do what I do and talk to all of you if
Right.
I'm
It's
not at peace in my soul, if I'm not replenished in my soul." And so I had to just take some time to feed myself and be with
yeah,
my son and do those kind of things.
got you.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah. But thank you so much, Capone, for coming and kicking it with me. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. I know you're busy.
Yeah.
I know you don't have time for me, but whatevs.
I gave you time. Look how important
You
you are.
did. And you know what?
Yeah,
After this conversation, I'm gonna keep that because time is transactional and
yeah.
people don't have a lot of it. So I
Right.
appreciate you. That is
Thank
gonna
you.
be my gem that I leave with these people today because
I
we take a lot of
appreciate it.
people's time for granted.
That's right.
And thank you for bringing the light to that and letting us appreciate you and sharing your time and space with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.